This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, October 19th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Tori and Al. Just doing a little fall cleaning.
I love it, yeah.
You know how we do.
Yeah, it looked like you're like wiping down like a Trans Am in the driveway.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. All right. Angelina Jolie stepped out for the Eternals premiere with her kids. So Angelina showed up with 5 of her 6 kids for the event. Only her 17-year-old son, Pax, wasn't there. She told ET that her kids opted to wear vintage or upcycled outfits, including Zahara, who wore her mom's Oscar dress from 2017. Angelina also wore a gold chin cuff that some say was a nod to her character, Thena, the lead of the Eternals. I don't know what I just said.
You read it like you understood the words, but not like what they meant.
Yeah, I was reading when I said chin cuff, and I couldn't look down, but I was very interested.
It looked like a pen.
Could we get a chin cuff picture again? Could
It's
we get that up?
interesting.
I thought it was on her neck. A
No,
chin.
I think
That's
it
why I
would
said
be on
chin.
her
Okay,
chin, yeah.
I was way off. Anyways, let's. What do we think about this wonderful story?
I always like seeing her kids. I always think they look great, and I like seeing them grow up. I think she's kept them well hidden. I think she's done a nice job. I think it's nice to see Shiloh in trying different things. She's usually dressed in a suit. It was nice she was in a dress today on the red carpet. And I like seeing their style evolve. I like it. I don't have an issue with them. I think she doesn't parade them out too much, and they support her and her work.
Can you name the 6 children?
Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Vivian, Knox, Shiloh.
Are those right?
Yeah.
You said that very confidently.
Because I
The
know
booth said yes.
Okay.
Good
How
for
did you?
Good job.
Because I'm a pop culture person.
I thought you just totally made up Vivian
No.
because the other ones are
No,
kind of
Vivian
unique,
and
right?
Knox are twins.
What? Are you like waiting outside of their house behind the trash
What do you
cans?
mean?
So much for keeping them well hidden.
Yeah, we all can't be pleasant. So I'm just going to say this. I appreciate what she's doing, but I don't know if we can call like upcycling when you're upcycling a dress that costs $100,000.
It's a good
It's
point.
like, I'll rewear this. Oh, great. Like, that's nice, but like,
Here's J-Lo's famous dress. This old thing.
Right.
So,
This old
I
rag.
appreciate it. They are a family of means, and they should not hide that or be ashamed of it. But I do think, like, when we start calling it upcycling, like, you're not on ThreadUp, bro. Come on.
I'm with you.
Keep it
And
100.
one last thing. Is the chin cuff going to become a thing?
I'm sure. People love face tattoos and accoutrements. We're bored with piercings, so you got to stick some or something.
You shouldn't have talked
honestly,
after the children.
Why not, Jeff? Like, I mean, it's like we have earrings that dangle, we have nose rings, we have the things, the studs in your
things I just
eyebrow.
said.
Like, yeah, so I'm saying.
But you said accoutrement.
Why isn't that a thing?
I think I actually just looked this up in an old tribal region, I believe in Alaska, they had implants sometimes put in for different tribes. And it's interesting, the chin jewelry or accoutrement is very reminiscent of different tribes and what it means.
Why do I want to bake something every time you say accoutrement?
I don't know.
I don't know either. All
I just
right.
mean accessories.
All right. Well, Hey, props.
Thanks,
props for the 6
Thanks,
children.
buddy.
All right, some fans
was
are
impressive.
upset after last night's elimination on Dancing with the Stars. So it all came down to Sporty Spice and Olivia Jade, who were the bottom 2, even though they both scored a 36 out of 40. That's pretty good, though, right?
Yeah.
So it was Grease Night, and Mel C danced a quick step to You're the One That I Want. I love it. And Olivia Jade danced a foxtrot to Summer Nights. But head judge Len Goodman could only save one of them. Take a look.
Well, I'm going to say that the couple I'd like to save is Olivia and Val.
Ooh, some fans weren't having it. One tweeted, quote, "You're trying to tell me that Mel C, a literal Spice Girl from 52 years ago," she didn't say 52 years ago, "had less votes than Olivia Jade."
Yes.
Maybe Olivia Jade's a little bit more relevant.
Olivia
I'm sorry.
Jade brings the ratings. Let's call it what it is. They have to keep her until the very last point. She's their golden goat, nugget. That's what people are tuning in to hate watch. You get rid of her, there's no spice, there's no edge.
Literally no spice.
Literally no spice. He was told, make sure she stays, I think.
But
Another
also,
trivia question coming your way. Did you name all 5 Spice Girls? Are there
Mel
5?
C, Mel B, Victoria, Sporty, Baby, Emma, Spice.
No. Wow.
Close enough.
She was just trailing off.
I know.
No,
I didn't know any.
Sporty.
All right,
Scary.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, you forgot scary.
You know, but it's like we need to stop looking at this, and whoever sent that tweet, this isn't, the halls of justice.
Right.
All right? This isn't the Avengers here. This is not about this is about who's going to bring eyeballs.
Agree.
And right now, it's not a Spice Girl. A Spice Girl had their time. Their time was decades ago. And it was such a big time that they're still relevant now, but they're not as relevant as Olivia Jade and her legion of fans and new fans.
And haters.
And haters that are being converted, because don't forget, America loves a rehab story. And they love to see somebody rehabilitate their image. She's a young person. She kind of owned it, I guess, and good enough. And I think that we're going to see, she seems likable. She seems like marketable still. Like, yes, keep her face on your TV rather than one of the Spice Girls that Tori can't name.
I did. Sporty. Uh-huh.
All right. I think it's hilarious when we share tweets or suggestions from the audience, because when someone gets dragged off a plane, everyone's like, how insane is that person? People like that exist, but when they write in anonymously through Twitter, we're like, that's a great point, 005659 Tom. Great point.
But Jeff, a lot of people like really invest, because you got to remember the Spice Girls are of a certain time. So there's a lot of women in our audience and just out there that identify their youth with the Spice Girls, like that summer, those 2 summers. So they are passionate fans, but those women aren't watching Dancing with the Stars, I guess.
Yeah, she's the golden nugget.
All right, the section
she kept committing to Golden Nugget. She said Golden Goat, which we knew wasn't right.
We should do a little plug for the Golden Nugget in Vegas. Maybe
there we go.
Get a free trip out of it.
Great stand-up there.
You did stand-up there?
Yeah.
At
in Old Town Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think she did. You see her here?
I'll send you a picture. Go ahead and read.
All right, get that picture ready.
Alrighty.
The Sex and the City author doesn't think the TV show was very empowering for women. So Candace Bushnell told the New York Post that while a lot of women were guided by the show, she doesn't think it had a very feminist message for women. She questioned the character's obsession with dating, saying the reality is finding a guy is not always the best economic choice for women, and that men can be dangerous to women in a lot of different ways. She added that women do a lot less in life when they have to rely on a man. Sounds like somebody just broke up.
That's funny, Jeff.
I don't know. I started off agreeing with her, and then towards the end I didn't. But I do agree with her that it wasn't necessarily empowering for women, but I think it did show women having a human experience. In your 30s, in New York, when you were establishing your career, you start to look for a partner. And there is a little bit of frantic nature to find somebody before everybody kind of goes away. So I do think that was a very human experience that those women had and how they relate to each other. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but also, like, I don't know if finding a man is going to make you have less of a good life. She kind of lost me at the end there.
Yeah, here's my thing with Candace Bushnell. I love Sex and the City.
And she's the writer, correct?
Correct. She's the writer. I don't know why she said this, because to me, Sex and the City was about those women friendships. It wasn't, it was about dating and sex and the city. That was the whole point. But the real empowerment came from the friendship of those 4. You didn't see shows with 4 strong females as an ensemble leading the whole thing. And it was all about their lives. So to me, what's weird is she missed the point of her own story.
That's my point.
Yeah, because to me, it showed the 4 of them living their life the way, their agency the way they wanted to, and their friendships with the cosmos and all of that inspired a generation of women to become friends with each other. So missing the point of being like, men can be dangerous, well, yeah, we know that, but you're missing the point of why we all cemented our friendship from watching Sex and the City with our other friends watching.
Yeah, it was a moment in history, right? And now they're coming out with the movie, and then the writer says like all these negative things about her own show.
It sounds a little, maybe she was left out of some things, but it sounds a little angry, like
I just think we're just using the word empower. Like, I feel like a show like I May Destroy You that's on HBO right now is empowering you if you've been sexually assaulted to stand up for yourself and have advocacy. This is about, it's okay to be a human being, and like, this is what it's like, and this is the things that scare you, and the things that, yes. And the first women to really openly talk about casual sex on television and make it funny and relatable. I thought they did so much.
And they supported each other.
I don't understand why she would take the shot at her own
Sticking to the
creation.
theme. Name the 4 women who like to have sex in the city.
Samantha, Charlotte, Carrie, and Miranda.
Oh, I didn't get
You almost
Miranda.
tripped there.
I know.
That
I
was
always wanted to be
good.
Carrie, but I'm a Miranda.
You're on it.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with former Real Housewife Dorinda Medley. Could she be returning to the show? Got to stick around. But first, Katie Couric spills more details about her relationship with Matt Lauer and reveals why she wrote her bombshell memoir. Stick around.
Closed captioning provided by
Who's older?
Tori,
What up?
we've been well, let's give them some context rather than just making weird faces.
So sorry.
Yeah,
It's
Jeff and
rare
I-
when Tori does something good around here, so give her some room
Jeff
to
and I were
celebrate.
just so impressed with the fact that you knew all the kids' names. Like, how did that happen? Did you look at it this morning, or you just knew?
It's funny that I'm on a daytime TV show about pop culture and I knew the pop culture information correctly. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, but we don't do a lot of stories
No,
about them,
that's
so
true.
I really wouldn't. For $1 million, I wouldn't
So
be able to say their
I
names.
was interested in Angelina following her from Maddox when she adopted all the way to when she and Brad, she had twins. If you don't remember, she was really big on the red carpet, and that was Vivian and Knox, and Knox and Vivian, they're twins. And Shiloh, Shiloh, which I love
All
the
right,
name.
all right.
Has always on the red carpet
spelling
dressed.
exam.
All right, has always dressed as a boy. And they've been very open and supportive. But today, on the red carpet, was the first time we've seen Shiloh dress in a dress. So that was interesting to see as well. But I've just enjoyed following them. They've been very supportive, and she's kept them in an elegant of the kids and her. I mean,
Wait,
Didn't they go through a tumultuous divorce?
yeah, with Brad Pitt, yeah. I have a question about that too. But the kids have been, I think, elegantly portrayed in the media without being just thrown into.
It seems like that's kind of calmed down as well. Like, you don't hear as much. I think. Did
I
Brad
think
get
a
so-
lot of that was media hype. I'm sure it wasn't all I'm sure it wasn't all bad. I'm sure it wasn't all good. But I think the media likes to get behind power couples and kind of tell stories.
Well, she's
through
been
them.
dropping a lot of things like this, like it was dangerous with him, and Child Protective Services were called in, and he's refuting a lot of that. But it's gotten where she often will, I think, go a little too far. I don't know the details, obviously, but it seems like she really wants him to have some damages and as well. So it's a little weird.
To everybody.
Don't miss a day of DBL. Bold debates,
Enough!
Get real.
hot celebs,
Happy 5th anniversary.
That just sounded weird, actually.
and all the laughs. Okay, I'm done with this. DBL is always all new every day.
Welcome back to DBL. Katie Couric was back on the Today Show, and she goes all in on Matt Lauer and also about discovering his alleged sexual harassment of women while working on the show. Let's take a look.
It was really devastating, but also disgusting. And, I think what I realized is there was a side of Matt I never really knew. And I tried to understand why he behaved the way he did and why he was so reckless and callous and honestly abusive to other women.
All right, so Katie went on to say that she does not have a relationship with Matt anymore. When did this go down, this whole Matt Lauer thing with the Today Show? 5 years ago?
And he was exiled basically to the edge of New York. And what's weird to me is she's the one who spent all this time with him and yet seems to call him reckless. If he was so reckless, how did you not know? And if he's your close friend and you're a reporter and you hear rumors, as she said in that interview, how do you not ask your friend, hey, is there something to this? Is there something you want to discuss? I know hindsight is 20/20. This to me is coming off as a disastrous book tour.
I don't know about that. I just think they're not friends.
They were?
The way we are friends. We are on an equal playing field. When Matt Lauer was at his height, probably the most powerful man in the morning in terms of like bringing eyeballs
She was
to
not nobody, though.
I know, but
everyone on that show was somebody.
Yeah. Yes, but in terms of hierarchy, in terms of how we looked at a famous male anchor and a famous female anchors, unfortunately, were looked at as replaceable. Oh, we'll just get a new, younger person. Like Matt Lauer was there, receding hairline.
But I would say Katie Couric is an icon. And
for women, I'm saying now. Yes, we're looking at this way, but like at that point, I don't feel like somebody as powerful as Katie Couric felt like she had any chance to step up to Matt Lauer because she knew she was inside the machine. She knows if she speaks out of line and Matt Lauer goes, I don't like Katie's attitude. Do you think she wouldn't be covering the Pigeon Festival the next year? He could get her out of there, and she knows it.
And I think he's got a point in that sense. We've come a long way from that. But he makes a point of the power structure and the power dynamic, and that's kind of what we're trying to break up right now, right?
Yeah, but the only problem I have is if anyone had the leverage, it was she. She's the only one with the name.
She had leverage over Matt Lauer?
She had in that building,
you mean she had the dirt on him?
If she had that information, and in 2012, she went on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live and says, you know what the most annoying thing he does is he pinches my butt all the time. If that's happening, and you're hearing rumors of abusive, reckless, and callous situations, then you're either covering your eyes or you're doing plausible deniability, and I think I have a little bit of a problem with that.
You're having a post-Me Too conversation.
I do hear you.
But you're looking at a pre-Me Too situation.
I agree, but she doesn't seem to be.
This was commonplace, unfortunately, at almost every workplace.
Why now? Is this for herself
to
kind of get off her chest?
It was eating her up.
Kind of tell the truth?
I don't think it's going to go well for her. I don't think it's a great idea. I just don't get it. I don't get why now. I don't get why do it in the first place.
A lot of people have catharsis to get guilt weighs you down and it eats at you. She's got enough money. She doesn't need anything. She's not trying to go anywhere in her career.
Al?
What's that?
What about reputation?
What about her being able to sleep at night? That's something too.
Interesting.
All right, coming up on DBL, Dorinda Medley gives us a look at her Halloween mansion and addresses the rumors of her returning to the Housewives.
Following the passing of General Colin Powell, we've seen a lot of rumors spreading on social media, so we want to stick to the facts. His family wrote on Facebook that he died due to complications from COVID-19 and that he was fully vaccinated. For that reason, some online are using this as an opportunity to cast doubt on vaccine effectiveness. So let's verify by looking at the data. Our main source is the CDC, which has loads of data on hospitalizations and deaths. We also got some added context from Dr. William Schaffner from Vanderbilt University. According to the CDC, as of October 12th, more than 7,000 people died and just under 25,000 went to the hospital with COVID after being fully vaccinated. And obviously that sounds pretty scary, but we have to consider that this is a very small percentage of people that got the shot. The CDC says over 189 million people have been fully vaccinated nationwide, meaning that the chances of being hospitalized with COVID after getting the shot is 0.01%, and the chance of death is 0.004%. That's like 1 out of 10,000 vaccinated people going to the hospital and 4 out of 100,000 dying, meaning it's not just rare, it's very rare. As for those who are unvaccinated, the rates of hospitalization and death are far greater.
Well over 90% of people who are hospitalized today with serious COVID are the unvaccinated among us. Over 90%.
Take this graph from the CDC showing a snapshot of COVID death rates from 16 jurisdictions over a 4-month period. In August alone, they estimate that an unvaccinated person was 11.3 times more likely to die from COVID. Simply put, some breakthrough cases are inevitable, but it's a far lower rate than if you aren't vaccinated. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. The only bones hiding in this former New York's housewives mansion is her Halloween decor. And although Dorinda Medley is not currently a housewife, she still knows how to party. Earlier, she shared with us some thrilling Halloween ideas and more in today's Chatting with the Stars. Hello, Dorinda. You're my favorite, as I told you earlier.
Happy Halloween.
All right, happy Halloween. Your mansion, Bluestone Manor, is the perfect place to celebrate Halloween.
Welcome.
You outdid last year's decorations. Can you give us a tour?
And I knew you were coming.
I know.
Yes. Surprise
yes,
drop
I knew
by.
you were coming because I pressed you You pressed my ring doorbell and I heard the scream and I saw you. So welcome to the haunted smart house.
Ooh.
My house is smart now. Bluestone Manor is smart. Can you imagine a 1902 manor is now a smart haunted mansion?
Ooh.
Come on in. Look at here. You ready?
Look at that setup.
But look at this thing. This Echo Show 10 now controls all of the lighting in a second. I set up an Alexa routine called Make It Nice and Spooky. How good is that? So literally after you do the ring doorbell, it screams, I yell out, Alexa, make it nice and spooky, and everything goes on in a second. How scary is that for people that are coming to Bluestone Manor? My house is smart.
Your house is smart.
It's just obviously it's a house of somebody that loves Halloween. Like you have to tell us, like, why is this one of your favorite holidays? Because I'm a fan as well.
I love the holidays in general.
Yeah, you do.
It sort of starts with me in September. You can ask my daughter. And it goes straight through, probably January. But what I love about Halloween is it's all just imagination filled. It's not based on shopping and presents. And it's just a way for you to express another side of yourself.
Well, before we move on, you're talking about creativity. And I feel like you're about to leak something on DBL right now. Can you tell our viewers something about your costume this year? Give us something. Give us a little 411.
Well, I'm going to have a Dracula's dinner party. Dress like you're going to Transylvania. Dracula may stop by. And I am going to dress like I would dress if I was Dracula's date.
Ooh! Drax Day.
I need to see this.
I cannot wait for this. All right, we have to ask you this. Although you weren't a New York housewife this past season, it ended without a reunion show, partially because of the pandemic. It's also the first time in Housewives history that's ever happened. What do you dread the most, or what do you look forward to the most about reunion shows, Dorinda?
Oh, effort. I'm having a great time.
Are you having
This is
fun?
better than a show.
For me, the reunion is actually nothing I dread. I actually looked forward to the reunions because it was a way to sort of go through the whole year. And, I don't mind going through things, even if it's conflict or differences. I love the way that we would come to the reunion and have a conclusion and put a period on it.
Can you tell us if you'll be back next season? What can you tell us? Anything?
I don't know. Ask Andy Cohen.
Okay.
I didn't put me on pause. He did.
I'll call Andy. You're so
Listen,
cute.
everybody thinks I have all this power. I am just a fellow housewife like everyone else.
Your new memoir, Make It Nice, includes, the bumps in the road on your, on the way to the Bluestone Manor. What might people that have been following you forever, what might they be shocked about your life before reality TV?
I love people to know about my journey. I am an open book. I think one of the reasons I did well on reality TV was because I am quite authentic. I don't need people to think I'm perfect. I need people to love me when I'm good, watch me when I'm bad, and forgive me overall.
Oh my God, I love that.
I love
Getting
that.
tattooed on
my mother
butt.
would say, Dorinda, when you're good, you're great. When you're bad, you're horrible. But you're never dull.
But you're
so
never
never call me dull.
Dorinda, you are decor goals. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wicked Halloween. DBL Nation, head over to Amazon.com for Dorinda's memoir, Make It Nice, and to trick out your Halloween home decor. We'll be right back. Thanks, Dorinda.
Happy Halloween.
Bye, love. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
That sound means it is time to verify another day, another scheme, and the bad guys are getting savvier with their tactics. They're already trying to steal your money, and now they're trying to intercept the money you're sending to friends and family. You've probably heard of Cash App. It's one of several money-sharing apps allowing you to bypass the bank and directly repay someone for a debt. So Joanne asked me to verify people on Facebook telling you to send money and receive more. She saw her friend sharing a post that reads in part, Cash App is presently giving out money to help people by this period of pandemic. To benefit, you have to trade with them using gift card or make Cash App transfer for trading and get your winnings immediately after verification, end quote. And then explains if you get $100 worth of gift cards, you'll get $1,500 in return and so forth. Okay, well, right away we noticed the missing words and the other grammatical errors, some of which I've circled here. This post immediately gives off red flags, which is why Joanne brought it to my attention. So let's verify. Our sources for this are Cash App, the Federal Trade Commission, and Lachelle Yates with the Better Business Bureau of Central and Northwest North Carolina. They affirm that so-called Cash App promotion is fake.
This social media post invokes two golden rules. First, if you are being asked to pay money up front for any reason in order to collect your money, the person asking is a crook. And second, gift cards are not currency. Gift cards are meant to be given as gifts, period.
Plus, why would Cash App want your gift cards? The Federal Trade Commission says very clearly no real business or government agency will ever insist you pay them with a gift card. And the Real Cash App has a whole scam warning page on its website. It mentions cash flipping schemes when scammers promise to increase your money if you send them funds first. The scammers sometimes claim, as they did in this case, they need the payment up front for a verification or clearance fee. So bottom line, pausing to think and question can save you a huge headache.
First, realize that Cash App is not like a bank account. Your money is not federally insured. Second, use these apps like they were intended. Peer-to-peer, sending money to people that you know. And third, if you end up sending money to a scammer, you're not likely to get your money back. These money sending apps, they're not going to shoulder the cost of fraud like credit card companies do.
In conclusion, we verify no, the post claiming Cash App will pay you 10 times the money on a gift card is fake. Thanks, Joanne, for sending the post to us instead of resharing it online. And watch how much you send on payment apps, even to trusted sources. Starting January 2022, a new IRS rule will require you to report any Cash App business transactions of more than $600 to the federal government. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Welcome back to DBL. Is your online lover secretly scamming you? Ooh, we have the tips to keep you safe. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. First, if your online love is showering you with compliments and says, "I love you" way too soon, that's a red flag. They're trying to gain your trust. If they live far away or travel frequently for work, don't be fooled. Scammers will find any excuse they can to not meet you in person. Their online profiles may look too good to be true. For example, the scammers may appear impossibly attractive. And they have a little too much in common with you. And finally, these are a lot of tips. If they ever ask for your money, this is the big one. Don't send it to them. That's the one you need to pay attention to. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-419-0131 or visit lifelock.com to learn more.
It's hard to be impossibly attractive.
Is it? Your life has been tough,
So
huh?
tough.
Be
See you
strong
guys tomorrow.